And we still have Jimmy John chips.
Ooh, jalapeno.
I promise.
Those are
But this
good.
was like a sponsored situation.
Well, funnily enough, your name blocks the brand mostly. So, oh no, it doesn't. Oh, well, if you're getting sponsored, hey, Dr. Pepper.
Though I spend enough money at Jimmy John's every week, the point that the store manager, the new store manager, knows my name. I walk in and she's like, "Hey, Brett, we're just getting yours ready right now." Anyway, Jimmy John's, whenever I'm popular enough, go ahead and sponsor me. We do have some ethical dilemma where that's concerned, however, because your CEO does go trophy hunting, which I don't love, but I also understand that that's not ethically necessarily all evil, because you do provide much needed funding to lower income countries. So, you know, I go back and forth on how I feel about it. All I know is I like Jimmy John's, you know?
It's good.
We're done with the chip for now.
Good numbers.
I just want to listen to my December now.
You listen to that. I'll listen to this. We'll be good.
Welcome to the live stream where we're just going to listen to music, I guess. But don't worry, it won't get copywritten because, you know, it'll just be Kay's speakers and my speakers all together. It'll be mashup.
The mashup you never knew you needed.
It would be the weirdest duet between Kelly Clarkson and Chaperone.
I mean,
just literally nothing. Just me and Kay pretending we're not being sponsored by things we were eating and drinking.
Totally 100% not.
Only just because I was holding my Jimmy John chips like this, and it was like so perfectly like in the way. Heck yeah. I'm a bad Norwegian. I like spicy food.
You're a bad Norwegian. I'm a oddball Texan.
I'm a really bad Norwegian. I like, you know, flavored foods.
Flavored foods are good.
And I dislike Jello fish.
I just really want to see what the CD looks like. I haven't opened it up yet.
It's my new favorite thing about getting records now is because records don't usually, I mean, some have designs, but like sometimes like I'll pull out a record and it'll be like green, or I'll pull out a record and it'll be like clear. Like
those are so cool. I'm just like, I want it. Aw.
I mean, I'm not against the idea.
It's got little stars.
Cute. Bad Norwegian. The title of my next spicy romance novel.
The Bad Norwegian. Does it actually have?
That sounds yummy. I love Frank's Red Hot.
Ooh, goldfish crackers.
I love how for me it was the Frank's Red Hot, and for you it was the goldfish crackers.
Aww. It actually has thing in the thing. I'm shocked. It doesn't have the lyrics though. Oh, wait. It does have the lyrics. Oh my gosh. Yay.
Accurate statement.
So true. I remember back in the day, I would get a new CD after being in the store, listening to the samples with those like little disc players and the headphones, figuring out which one I wanted. Then I come home, that would be all that I would be listening to, and I'd be like reading the lyrics as I was listening to it. Good times.
There you go.
Now I listen to it on Spotify and read the lyrics off of that. Miss Vicky's chips are good. They're so expensive though.
I'm not sure I've had Miss Vicky's chips.
They're a little pricey. They're good though. There's which I think it's McAllister's has those for their chip options. It's good. Love me I almost got McAllister's for lunch because I really love their tea. So good.
I got Jimmy John's for lunch.
I just had Target hot hold food.
That's what I did on the way home from the convention on Friday. Is because Nikki and I were originally going to go to Sushi Train, which is like a conveyor belt, not like the one we went to where you can order. It's literally just a never-ending conveyor belt of sushi. But a conveyor belt sushi place in downtown Minneapolis. And it's kind of a thing we do whenever we're downtown Minneapolis together is we go to Sushi Train. We did not actually end up going to Sushi Train, which is makes me sad. But we walked over to Sushi Train on Friday night and the wait was just too long. So she's like, I'm just going to go home. I was like, okay. So we walked back to Leamington parking ramp and which is where we both park because it's the cheapest parking ramp in downtown Minneapolis. And then we got in our cars and went home. And on the way home, I drive by the Target I go to. And so I was like, I'm just going to stop at Target. And I got myself like a wrap.
They've got pretty good wraps.
Maybe all of the names.
You need to write it down. Write it down.
Actually, I don't know what the name of my next spicy novel is going to be, but my next spicy novel, I'm very excited to eventually write it because that one's going to be a holiday themed one that's going to come out around the next holiday. But I'm going to keep that. Close to my. You already know, okay? Because I've already told you what it was. Yes, do you remember or do you forget?
I forgot.
I forgot. That's fair.
I remember it was cute. Maybe.
Oh. Okay. You just love picking up CDs and pouring over the lyrics if the lyrics were included. It was sad. Yeah. Only just because for me, when it comes to the lyrics, though, like sometimes I struggle understanding the lyrics. So, you know.
Yeah, that's why I always liked having the lyrics written down because then it'd be like, oh, I can read along, and then I wouldn't be like singing the wrong lyrics like I do now.
Yeah. Though I do think I know what I want to do for a Christmas one. This one is also not going to be a Christmas one. Let's just say it's a holiday that a lot of people love, and there aren't actually a ton of romance novels around that holiday.
So tragic.
You guessed it. You guessed it 100%.
Get that. They met across the President's Day sale. No. Toyotathon.
There are more holidays than just Christmas. No, I know you know that, but Christmas. I'm trying to be what's the word I'm looking for? I don't even know. Vague, I guess.
Vague.
I've had Crystal. I like Frank's Red Hot though. That tends to be actually my favorite is Cholula, but we're not gonna go there right now. I mean, I'm sure that's been done, but you know, I don't know enough about BDSM to write another like a retelling of 50 Shades of Grey.
I know like a little bit, but like not enough to properly write a book.
Yeah, I don't know enough about it. I know what I do know about it. I know about it, but I don't know enough about it to your point. Like I don't know enough about it to write it.
Right. Like I could do more research.
I wouldn't mind doing more research because it's something that I would never personally partake in, but I appreciate it in the sense of like I think it's a very interesting like intimacy type of intimacy that you can have with a partner. It's just not something I've ever been interested in partaking in.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, I'm not a masochist or a sadist, so I don't want pain. There's a reason I've never gotten a tattoo. Literally is because I just am like, I'm not going to sit in a chair for a couple hours actively giving myself pain. Well, somebody else giving me the pain, but you get my point. Like I made the decision to sit in that chair.
You chose to be pained. Yeah, no. I don't have a tattoo because I can never settle on what I wanted. So
No, I already know what I would do. Well, I've got a couple of different ideas, but they're all Disney related. That shouldn't shock a single soul.
I mean, is that DreamWorks related?
Yeah, I'm gonna get Jeffrey Katzenberg's face tattooed on my back because we know how I feel about Jeffrey Katzenberg. God. There's a book that I have that is about DreamWorks, like the creation and fall of DreamWorks. And the more and more I learn about Jeffrey Katzenberg, the more and more I'm like, why do I have to like you because you brought in the Disney Renaissance, you piece of crap. He's fine. I just don't like him.
That's funny.
I have him in the same list of people I don't like Judd Lynn. For very similar reasons. Oh. That was a weird realization I had in my head.
That's funny. You're having realizations, and I'm looking up like gay Black actresses. And I'm like, oh, she's pretty. No, it annoys me that I can't think of the actress's name.
Pretty much. I mean, there's only one that would probably not take very long, but specifically one that I would love to do would also be color. So pretty sure hours in multiple sessions, probably. So, you know.
I will say I have settled on the idea that I do.
Don't meet them
either. Right.
One I grew up idolizing wants to sell merch of a particular dictator from the 1940s. We'll just put it that way.
I'm worried. So like I've been obsessively obsessed over Agatha all along, and I'm just worried that I'm gonna fall too head over heels for Catherine Hahn and discover something awful about her. So
I've been a fan of Catherine Hahn for a while, and I still have not come across something that makes her not good.
So far, she's on the level, but that's what I thought about Mark Hamill. So
fair.
I don't trust them anymore.
No. I went back and watched this at the beginning of our very first stream doing this, and I was like obsessing over Chris Pine. I was like, ew.
Luckily, I'm over men.
Yeah, it was the original Red Ranger. I don't know if he canceled it because he got a lot of backlash when he was like, I'm gonna sell all these, shirts with like sayings from famous people on them. And some of those sayings came from a particular individual that caused a lot of bad things to happen in Eastern Europe and around the world. Because he caused a world kerfuffle. We'll just put it that way because we don't want the stream to get, marked for any reason. We'll just say a world kerfuffle. And the second world kerfuffle. And this man wants to sell merch with this other man's, phrases on it. Yes. He knew. You can look it up. Like, you can fully look up the whole interview that he had about it. And the guy that was interviewing was like, okay. He's like, just because he's a bad man doesn't mean he doesn't have good things to say or something like that. Like, he was just like, yeah, there was that. can't, that's one of the reasons he couldn't be in the 30th was because he can't leave the country, I guess. I don't know. That's hearsay. Don't quote me on that one. That might be wrong. No, that was full on. He knew what he was doing. So yeah.
Gross.
Plus when I met him, the second time I met him, because the first time I met him, we had to have a plexiglass between us because it was 2021. So it was still very much like pandemic stuff going on. We all were wearing masks. We had to prove we were vaccinated. If you weren't vaccinated, you had to prove you didn't have COVID, that kind of thing, right? So we had a plexiglass between us. And so the second time I got to meet him, which was not this most recent summer, but the summer before, I was like, hey, any chance we can take a picture without plexiglass between us? And then he went on a whole weird tirade in front of me and my friend Zilla, who you guys know from this, he's in the chat a lot. On a whole rant about how it was fake. All of it. And we were both just standing there going,
well,
that was also the first time that Zilla and I were believed to be married. Some guy working the convention was like, how long have you been married?
This is funny.
And I was like, we just went along with it. And it happened again this last weekend too when we were together. It was in, which line was it in? I can't remember. It was one of the actors we met. And Mark Thompson. I think it was Mark Thompson's line. And Zilla was saying something. And sometimes I feel like I just need a camera crew on Zilla and I at all times. And so yeah, he was saying something and I jokingly turned to him and said, I stopped listening to you like 20 minutes ago. And he laughed. And then the guy in front of us turns, he goes, don't worry, my wife says the same thing to me. So we just went with it.
That's funny.
So we got to be married again for a weekend. It was kind of funny.
That's funny.
Like I said, I just need a camera crew on Zilla at all times whenever we're together because we say the weirdest stuff to each other. We make each other laugh, and that's all that really matters, I guess. I think the reason for him asking that question was mostly because we were bickering. So he thought we were like an old married couple. Like we've been married for like 20 years.
That's funny.
Yeah. And that's fair. I do the same thing with a certain voice actor that I used to be friends with and am no longer. I mean, granted, he still has a weird loyal fan base, which is very cult-like. But he was outed as a bad person 6-7 years ago. Something like that. So I'm less tight-lipped about it now, but yeah. I do the same thing whenever people are still fans of him. I'm like, I'm not gonna touch that bullshit.
Avoid that.
Probably, yeah. You can probably guess who that is. Also considering the fact that he used to be on my YouTube channel and those videos are no longer on my YouTube channel. Well, they're privated. And only just because one of which is actually something I do like to go back and look at because it was about a friend of mine that passed. So yeah.
Fair.
Anyway, that's how that goes. I'm tired. I ran on my elliptical for 30 minutes like I do every day, but I ran faster today than I normally do.
Ooh, speeding up?
Well, I'm trying. I'm working on my speed right now. I've been averaging a 12-minute mile for a while, and so I'm trying to speed up so I can. My ultimate running goal would be just to run and be able to sing an entire Broadway show while running. That's my ultimate goal, because that's how Broadway actors train. So they run either on like an elliptical or a treadmill, and they sing.
That makes sense because they're wandering around the stage, so it's good.
Yeah. But my short-term goal right now is a 10-minute mile.
Let's go.
Actually, it did go by really fast this morning. Sometimes my runs go really slowly and sometimes they go really fast. I'm really happy that today it was a really fast. It felt like a really fast run.
Nice.
Well, no pain, no gain, as they say. So,
Must have pain to gain.
that's why I love like living in this larger body of mine, because then people fully underestimate me and they don't realize that first of all, I'm an athlete. Second of all, I'm a runner. Like, I mean, fair.
Same. No gain.
I don't know what that is, but I can't use elliptical. I've tried, but they just feel awkward to me. They can. Yeah. I like the elliptical because it is easier on the joints and it doesn't feel like work to me. Where a lot of other cardio machines feel like work. Then again, I do want to start training on a bicycle again because I do have that dream of biking from my current house to the house I grew up in. But because I would absolutely turn that into content on my YouTube channel, it would actually be from the Mall of America to the Breezy Point Resort, just for, security purposes. Not gonna be like, here's the outside of my house, let's bike.
We're smart on the internet. So here's my house.
Look at my pretty house.
Isn't it pretty?
That's very fast.
Yum.
Under a 6-minute mile. That's really fast. Like my long-term running goal is an 8-minute mile, and that feels fast to me.
I have no goal.
That's awesome. I don't know if I'll ever get a stationary bike personally, because I'd rather, like, if I'm gonna bike, I'd rather go out and bike. But that's just me, because we have a lot of really good biking here. Minneapolis is like one of the best biking cities in the world. So
nice.
Yeah. So bike to your parents' new place so I know where to go.
Here's where my parents live.
I mean, I guess if I could bike from the Twin Cities to the Brainerd Lakes area, specifically to Breezy Point, I'm sure there's got to be a way to bike to where my parents' house is up on Lake Superior.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
It would take a lot longer. But there is. You can actually do the biking all the way from my house to the house I grew up in. It is possible to bike that distance. It's wild. I didn't even think about that. Like, I was like, I'm going to see if it's possible one day on Google Maps. And Google Maps was like, sure.
Yeah, go for it. Here you go. Here's the route.
It's going to take this long. Have fun. Going door to door on the Superior Coast would take too long.
You don't have patience.
That's funny. Oh, man. Okay, well, it's over 20 minutes, so we should probably do the introductions now. Because, Anyway, hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream, even though you've probably been sitting here for a while listening to us talk about really random things. My name is Britt. I am a contemporary romance author, though right now I'm working on a sci-fi because God knows I will never give up on this story, no matter how long it has taken me to actually try and write it. So the current book work in progress that I'm working on right now is a young adult sci-fi novel. It's going to be a trilogy that I dreamt up when I was like a junior, I think, in high school. It's a weird combination of a few different things. A weird combination of Power Rangers, Animorphs, and Smallville. So, which I didn't recognize. I didn't remember the Smallville part until I started rewatching Smallville and went, oh, that's where I got that from. Got it. Okay. Getting it now. So yeah, Because I watched Smallville when I was in high school. I read Animorphs from the time I was 10 till it ended when I was in high school, and watched the TV series for the 2 seasons, well, season and a half that it had a TV series. And of course, I watched Power Rangers off and on from the time I was 7 years old. So, there you go. Yeah. That's very true. I did have a stationary bike for a little while, but I didn't like the one that I bought. It was really cheap and just was not very soundly put together.
It's a little rough around the edges.
I mean, I'm not a good builder. I'm surprised I was able to put together my elliptical. Like, I'm very impressed. Though there was one day that I was running just up and decided to run a 5K one day, and on my elliptical, and I one of the leg pieces not fell off completely, but fell off the track and scared the crap out of me while I was mid-run. Anyway, but yeah, so that's me. I do have one book currently published. You can find links below, but it's Deepwater. It's a contemporary romance novel, 2 love stories in one. If you've not heard of it before, it's my little pride and joy. And it's spicy. And
yes, it does.
But yeah, so that's me. I will be writing, I think I say this every stream, but just in case somebody new is here, I will be writing under a pseudonym that I have not released yet because I go back and forth on what I want the last name to be for a couple of different reasons. But I am going to be writing under a pseudonym for my young adult stuff so that parents know what is and is not safe for their child to be reading, because I do not want to fall into the same trap that somebody like Sarah J. Maas fell into. Well, there's a lot of other issues there, but anyway. But I want to make it very clear what books are meant for adults and which ones are safer for a younger audience. Yeah, that's me. Is there anything I'm missing? I have a dog and he's really mad at me right now.
Is he grumpy?
He's grumpy because he doesn't want to be where he is right now. So you can find it
on the Whataburger website.
It's sold by Whataburger.
Because it's sold by Whataburger. So it's basically, so they've got one that says I'm so fancy, and then this one that says I'm so spicy because of their ketchup that they got. So they got spicy ketchup and then their fancy regular ketchup. So yeah.
I did, but I'll do it again.
I got this before Whataburger sucked. So
I mean, I don't think it sucks. It was fine. It was fine. I have had worse fast food burgers. I'll put it that way.
So after you and I had it, it was mediocre. Yeah. I had it again because sometimes it's one of those every other time is good. Somehow the burger was both cold and warm.
So the burger must have been made for a while and sitting under a heat lamp. That's the only thing I can think of.
I don't know, but it made me grumpy because it's not exactly cheap fast food.
This is true. It's not Sarah J. Maas's problem. It's definitely parents not paying attention to what their kids are reading. But then again, if my parents had paid attention to what I was reading, they would not have let me read Animorphs because that shit got dark. I guess by the time it ended and it actually was getting dark, I was 14, 15. So I guess it wasn't the worst thing in the world.
My parents knew what I was reading.
But what was the worst fast food burger that I've ever had? Ooh. I mean, people might hate me for this, but I do not like McDonald's, like at all. I cannot stand their burgers.
So I don't eat there anymore for obvious reasons. Yeah. But like, if I wanted a cheap, so it's kind of like when you go to Taco Bell, you don't go there for a good taco. You go there for a bad taco. That was McDonald's for me.
Yeah.
But I don't eat there anymore. So
my favorite fast food burger place, though, like that I can get to, because obviously like In-N-Out was my favorite. But and I miss In-N-Out. But I can probably have it. Oh my god, I get to have it in April again because I'm going to Colorado. I'm super excited about it.
Fun.
Anyway, but my favorite one that I like, my go-to like fast food burger place is Dairy Queen personally, because I like their flamethrower burger. And their burgers are always really juicy, and I like a juicy burger. I don't like a dry burger.
No, dry burgers are blah.
It's one thing about like going to the Student of My celebration in Minneapolis every May is they don't serve like Norwegian food at the luncheon thing, but they serve like burgers and hot dogs. And I always get a hot dog because their burgers that they serve are always dry. I'm like, oh. All right. Anyway, so Kay, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Kay. That's it. Bye. No, I'm kidding. Hello, everybody. It is me, your fun-loving, chaotic little gremlin. Hee hee ha ha. You know, I should really have like a script to do these because I never like how I end up doing them.
I have internal scripts that I just go off of. As you can tell, I do the same darn thing almost every time.
I'm over here like, ooh, what should I add this time? Ooh, what should I do this time? I don't know. Just, hi, I'm Kay. I go by they, them. I am currently kind of sort of working on a space opera fantasy horror series. I have
not what you were supposed to be working on this month.
Shush. We'll get to that later. It's in the works. It's been in the works for many, many years, and who knows when it's gonna get finished. It's one of those things.
Yeah.
So nothing published, nothing for you to read. So ha hee hee, go read Brit's book instead. Go do it. Go do it. Go read it. Yeah, that's me.
Fun fact, I've never had Sonic, but we do have a Sonic nearby. And I've always wanted to go, but part of me also just wants to like do it like as a video with a friend trying Sonic for the first time, because of also just the fact that it's an experience of like, you know, parking lot restaurant.
So Sonic is weird for me because like when it's good, but when it's bad. And you don't know which one you're gonna get.
Fantastic. I am so looking forward to doing this.
Yeah. Their drinks always good drinks.
I've heard that.
The tater tots are usually pretty crunchy. Their fries are good, but I don't remember what they're like because it's been forever since I've gotten them. Their fries.
And say I would definitely be getting fries because tater tots. I have a really weird trauma response with tater tots. And, you know, they make me sick.
They're cheddar pepper things, so they're like jalapeno poppers. Greasy as all heck, but good. So it'll upset your stomach, but you'll be happy while you eat it.
I mean,
but like Arby's and Jack in the Box are also kind of like that, so I think it's just something that they share together.
So that's the one thing I didn't have while I was in Texas was Jack in the Box. I have not had Jack in the Box for like 20 years, because I think the last time I did was when I was in Arizona back in 2004.
I mean, you're not really missing. When they have their little popcorn chicken.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
But I saw one as we were driving around Fort Worth, I think. And I was like, damn, we should have like squared out some time for Jack in the Box, because I'd like to have that again. Because I remember liking Jack in the Box, but also I grew up in a very small town. So like our only fast food options were Burger King and McDonald's where I grew up. And you still had to drive 30 minutes just to get there.
That's funny.
So the town I went to high school in now has a freaking Dairy Queen in it. Like a year-round Dairy Queen. We didn't have year-round Dairy Queens when I lived up there. They closed during the winter time, and they were never Braziers, which Brazier doesn't exist anymore. Braziers are the ones that actually have like
so you're telling me the Dairy Queen was seasonal,
Yes. Dairy Queen was seasonal growing up where I grew up. You have to remember, I live in a cold climate. Sales for ice cream go down in the winter time here
The
because
only thing
we
over
go
here that's seasonal is snow cone places.
there is actually a Dairy Queen here in the Twin Cities that I noticed is still seasonal, but most Dairy Queens are open year round now because most Dairy Queens have, a grill with actual fast food instead of just being an ice cream place. But yeah. We added them not too long ago. The pronoun thing is a relatively new thing because they gave us like a second line to put information in. So there's like a headline and a subline. And we were playing around with a couple of ways to like utilize that, but we knew we wanted to throw the pronouns in there at that point. But yeah, it's somewhat new. So don't feel like you missed out. You haven't been seeing that much because it did not start that way.
No. And then I also like don't usually state it. I'm feeling a little more comfortable, so
Yeah,
that's why.
which is good.
It is good. Great timing though.
And then you got your nickname from our friend Zilla, Mithady.
I think it's funny. Yeah, no, we've had it for at least 6 months or so, I think.
I'd have to go back to our live streams and figure out the first time we utilized it. But yeah, it was a while ago. But
Because it was definitely when I was at my parents' house, because I always worried that it never happened, but I always worried that mom would walk in and just stare at the screen and be like, why does it say they, them under your name? Because then I'd have to explain a whole thing that I did not want to explain.
Let's just hope your parents aren't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I guess.
They don't.
Good. So, yeah. I'm boring. I'm just a she, her.
But you're nice, she, her.
And here, I didn't highlight this one. Agreed. People sleep on DQ, especially like the fast food portion. Like people understand that now here's the thing. When it comes to the ice cream part, I will choose frozen custard at Culver's way over choosing frozen milk at Dairy Queen. Love it. But like if somebody's gonna be like, let's go get ice cream. Do you want Dairy Queen or Culver's? I'm gonna pick Culver's over Dairy Queen. But I will say, people sleep on their fast food.
I think it's funny how every like area has their different. Like if we go out for ice cream,
Vodka.
we're going to Brahms for ice cream.
It's water.
I'm
Sorry,
drinking
what?
Dr. Pepper.
What'd you say?
Because like you go over to get custard, and we're like, time to go to Brahms.
Oh, yeah, because I suppose you guys probably don't have Culver's out there, do you? Because Culver's is a Wisconsin-based fast food place, so I don't think you guys have Culver's down there.
No, wait, didn't we discover that there was? So we're like
maybe
over in Dallas or something like that.
Yeah. But either way, there aren't very many. I didn't see any while we were there, but we didn't go into Dallas when I was there.
No, because Dallas.
We went to a Dallas suburb twice.
True, we did. I can't.
I'm an idiot. If you've not seen that vlog, what's wrong with you? But also, if you've not seen that vlog, I was making plans to go hang out with a coworker, and because being that we're all pretty much remote these days, we've kind of combined all of the offices into one like remote office, and so I wanted to go see one of my coworkers. And the day of the eclipse, Kay and I drove all the way out to this Dallas suburb to go meet this coworker, and it was like, "We're here. Where are you?" And she was like, I said tomorrow. And I was like, "Oops."
Britt felt so bad.
But that's how we learned about Kura Sushi, and I got to become obsessed with a robot. I'm still obsessed with the robot, and luckily I have one at the Mall of America. And so whenever Nikki and I go out for dinner or lunch or whatever, that's where we go. And I'm like, the robot.
He's so cute.
I love the robot. God. You guys order a sushi near you, it's fun because you get to order on a little tablet what you want, and then it comes out on a conveyor belt, your sushi. And then if you order a non-alcoholic beverage, a robot brings you the beverage. And it's super cute.
It is super cute.
I made the mistake of getting sake while I was there. So the robot did not come. A person came, not the robot. And then I got a little tipsy because I wasn't driving. Got a little tipsy. And then I ordered water because I was determined to get the robot to come to our table. Determined to get that robot to come. So eventually did. That's funny.
I'd try it.
I would try it too.
I would hate myself for it because then it would be like a frozen burger and I would be like, I'm dying. But I would try it.
But I'll be honest, I'm also not the biggest fan of. That's the thing is like, so here's the really funny part. So yeah, I would choose Culver's over Dairy Queen when it comes to the ice cream part. But if I'm gonna go, I have in fact done this before. Go to Dairy Queen for the burger and fries, and then go to Culver's for the ice cream. I've done it. And that is my preferred. If you could just combine the two, I'd be a happy person. I don't love the butter burgers. They're fine. They're fine. So, you know.
I'll have to try them. I would probably like them.
Butterburger.
Mm-hmm.
See, now it's your turn to come up here, and I'll take you to Culver's, and then you will learn that whatever Braum is not as good as Culver's. It's probably just as good, actually.
Brahms. There's no apostrophe S.
Brahms, whatever. Anyway. Oh. I just want to avoid talking about our goals from last month because.
Why, Britt? Why do you want to avoid the goals, Britt?
Because I'm like 10,000 short of where I want to be right now. Yeah. I mean, so let's talk about the goals. So my goal was to have 25,000 words written by today. I'm at I think it's like 16,000 right now, somewhere around there.
So you did some writing. That's good.
Yeah. I think I'm like around 6. I think I stopped exactly at 16,000. Now that I think about it. Is that or 17? I don't remember, but one of those two. And so I am further along than I was. Did I write this morning? No, I played The Sims. Am I going to write this afternoon after the stream? Yes, I'm planning on it. And then I will play The Sims again. Because right now, with Life and Death, my current sim has a big, huge crush on the Grim Reaper.
Oh God, yes.
So y'all know about the Hear Me Out cakes, right? The Sims 4 Grim Reaper is absolutely on my Hear Me Out cake.
But does he count as a Hear Me Out?
Why wouldn't he?
It's a conventionally attractive Grim Reaper.
I guess depends on who you talk to. He doesn't have a face.
So?
He's just a cloud in a cloak. That's all he is, with a scythe. With hands. I hope so. I hope so. My plan is to do that on the weekends, is to because obviously the last weekend was tough because I was at a convention. And then this weekend I have this and The Sims. So, I mean, it's tough out there, but because priorities, getting my sim to have a relationship with the Grim Reaper is far more. I can't even make a joke. We're going to go back to this. Anyway, will I one day maybe write a spicy book about a girl falling in love with the Grim Reaper? Maybe. I might just do that.
Do it.
Anyway, but no, so like I might be going somewhere tomorrow, but I also might not be. I really want to go to this thing tomorrow. I'm not going to say too much about it because it's a privacy thing. I'll tell Kay privately, but anyway, I might be going somewhere tomorrow for a specific reason. And I will end up driving by myself because I hate being cooped up in somebody else's car. So I won't be able to write like at all. So I don't know. I also don't want to go because like that sounds like a lot. But I do want to go, so I'm gonna make a game day decision tomorrow. But if I don't go, then tomorrow I'm gonna do writing sprints. Like I'm going to write for an hour and then maybe play The Sims for an hour and then write for an hour and then maybe play The Sims for an hour and just try that. And I'm gonna do that over the course of the next weekends that I'm not with family. Because there is a holiday this not next weekend, but the weekend after.
Don't remind me.
But it's also a 4-day weekend.
For you.
Yes.
You have fun with that.
I will. Especially because my twin nieces are turning 20 this year, and so we're gonna recreate. I found a picture that me, my mom, my dad, and my sister are gonna recreate from when we were young, and then a picture of me and Kinsey and Eden that we're gonna recreate from when they were infants. 20 years later, we're gonna recreate.
I love those so much.
Yeah, and I want to do the like actual video, like short form video version of it too, where the Simple Plan song. But we're gonna actually just recreate the photo and take the photo too. So it's gonna be fun. So look forward to that. At the very least, the one with me and Kinsey and Eden. Because I don't know if everybody's gonna do a video for the other recreation. But Kinsey and Eden said they will. So
fun.
Yeah, my videos about Twin Cities Con. Yeah. So I never actually uploaded my haul to YouTube. I tend to forget to upload to shorts. But I know I need to start. Anyway, yeah, it was a fun convention, don't get me wrong, but it was a mess. Saturday specifically, it was a mess. Friday wasn't so bad and Sunday wasn't so bad because they were not highly attended. But Saturday, when Hayden Christensen was there, because he was only there on Saturday, and I didn't even get to see him because he was in a private booth. You had to pay to go in there.
Lame.
And I couldn't afford to go in there. So I mean, it the 50K in 30 days is definitely a journey. Let me tell you, journey. And 50K is not the destination either, because this book is going to be well over 50,000 words because it's a sci-fi. So I know he could have fallen desperately in love with me. His loss, because he would have, obviously.
Who hasn't?
What did you say?
I said, who hasn't?
That's all right. Oh, just kidding. Kind of. The 15-year-old in me would stare at that booth going, the love of my life is behind that curtain. Because I had the biggest crush on Hayden Christensen when he was doing Star Wars.
That's funny.
Which is hilarious because he's not actually good in Star Wars. He's fine.
He was fine. He did his best with what he was given.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, I think he did actually really well in the Obi-Wan show, the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. I think he did really well in that.
Oh my gosh!
And I think he's a good actor. But yeah, the prequels were very melodramatically written. They were not given the best scripts.
No, but you know.
So anyway, but yeah, so that's where I'm at. I'd have to look at my laptop to see exactly what my word count is. I could probably pull up read only on here, actually, now that I think about it. That is if this could run faster. Here you go, Man from the Stars. Should I dance? Will that make it go faster? Van Gogh!
It's Van Gogh!
We've missed you, Van Gogh. Something I am doing with this book, though, is
I don't know if Brit's gonna understand that reference.
okay, I lied. I stopped exactly at 15,000. I'm 15,000.
Okay.
But no, something I'm doing with this book is if it's gonna change, like I'm kind of keeping track. I'm gonna get rid of it, but I'm keeping track of time by saying like current, like chapter 1, it says June of the year that I'm hopefully gonna release it. But we'll see. Van Gogh.
Van Gogh. He has no ears. He's just Lego.
I don't understand the reference, but
okay. So in the comics of Marvel, there is big bad guy Thanos who acquires magical stones, and he snaps.
This I know.
Okay, so he
know
does
that
in the comics. He does it to impress the Grim Reaper because he's madly in love with death. So,
because like I know little bits and pieces of that. Because I mean, I read comics growing up, but I just never got so deeply into it, you know. And the majority of comics I read were Batman, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and X-Men. Those were what I read. So. Because Van Gogh cut his ear off.
How dare you?
I read one that I wasn't the biggest fan of. It's called In Defense of Witches. It's a feminist book. Specifically gearing towards the idea of like how basically like talking about the history of witch trials and how, you know, they burned women, not witches, kind of thing. And how women are still on trial essentially because if you don't fit the exact mold of a woman in society, men find very little value in you. So you need to, you know, be young, you need to want children, you need to want to fit into that perfect mold. And just talking about that, but it did have some major flaws, and then I found out later that it's very likely that the author of the book is actually a TERF. So, and that was one of my biggest flaws. About halfway through the book, I was like, they haven't talked about trans women in any way, shape, or form, or trans people in general. But like, yeah, so I finished it hoping, I was like crossing my fingers, hoping that it would redeem itself in the end, but it just didn't. So got real nervous when I started talking about like reproductive stuff. And I was like, oh God, are we going to, is this where we actually officially enter TERF world? Because if it ever went into TERF world, I would have DNF'd it. But luckily I got it off of Libby, so I didn't pay for it.
We love Libby.
We love Libby.
I have not read anything nor continue to listen to any of my audiobooks, so I'm very behind.
Yeah. I recently grabbed another book. I don't remember what it is. Oh, my phone's in my pocket. I can go look. I got it off of Audible because it was not available on Libby.
I have like 3 credits on Audible that I need to use.
I paid for the year thing. So now just some just are available to me without it needing a credit, which I think like that's nice.
Same, actually. Because there's like 2 different versions of the Murderbot series, I think it is.
Whoa! Didn't mean to start an Audible at this point in time, but it's called Flowers of Fire. It's again a feminist book, but it's specifically about South Korea
Oh, okay.
and their feminist movement, which I'm very excited to read about. So I am very much looking forward to that one. I have 2. I've told this to Kay not too long ago. I have 2 types of books that I read, fitting 2 different personalities of mine, which is one, Brit is an intellect, and the other, Brit's horny.
Oh, I was gonna do you fair and just be like,
Yeah.
I'm
Those are my
still
2.
working on this book.
Oh, you've been reading that one for a while.
Mhm. It's good. I love
Yeah.
it. I love this author. She's like my new favorite author. I have a Chuck Tingle book, actually. I bought a Chuck Tingle book.
So
I was very happy. I haven't read it, of course, but I have it somewhere.
I will add that to my to-read list.
Which one is it?
The Soul of an Octopus. Oops, didn't mean to get rid of that. Sorry. Let's see if it's on Libby. And by that, I mean if it's in my local library at all. Otherwise, I have to get another way.
This one.
Oh, Camp Damascus. The Soul of an Octopus. They do.
Also, I need to finish
No
this.
more.
I found this and I was super stoked.
Oh, nice.
I like binge read the first one because it's like this is a complete trilogy, and I got the first novella and I just binge read it in an entire sitting. So I was like, ooh, I need this. It's so good.
Oh, it's literally about octopi. I am absolutely adding this to my will be reading. It's on hold. About a 3-week wait on Libby for me, so placing the hold now. Nice. I like adding new things.
It's my favorite. I've been like favoriting a bunch of sapphic romance books on TikTok.
If you get I'm gonna get the audiobook. It's read by the author and it's an A+++ experience. Perfect. I love when it's read by the author specifically. So
Really?
I mean, well, when it's a nonfiction, I prefer
Oh.
being read by the author.
Okay.
When it's a fiction book, I don't mind obviously it being read by somebody else who actually knows how to act, because a lot of authors don't know how to act necessarily. So
We have
I will say one book that I did read that I did really like was Bethany Joy Lenz's memoir, Dinner for Vampires. That was a beautiful memoir. I have a weird obsession with cults though, so if you don't have a weird obsession with cults, you might not love it. But I also read hers on audio. She does her own. She's an actor, so she knows how to really put on a good show. And the audio book was fantastic. But the book itself, it reminded me a lot of Jeanette McCurdy's I'm Glad My Mom Died. Like, as far as memoirs are concerned, like she was able to really paint a really great picture of the past. And it was a very good book. So if you like memoirs, if you like to read about cults, if you liked One Tree Hill, those all work together to make this a very fun read.
This is the book for you.
I mean, my obsession with cults started after my favorite character's actor from Smallville was arrested because of illegal doings in a cult. And yeah, that's where that obsession started.
He's funny. That's fun.
You did not read a book recently, but you're interviewing the author who made him next month. Nice. You're going to interview an author. That's good. Ah, Zilla, we were actually talking about you not too long ago.
We were. Run away. Okay, bye. No one will know how I did my goals this year. No one will know.
Hi, Zilla. It's been so long since I've seen you.
Well, I still haven't seen you.
We haven't talked about that in a long time. Are you behind on the chat? Are you like behind on the stream? Did you watch from the beginning or something?
I'm just catching up.
What were we saying about you? Well, we were talking about the convention and how you mentioned Kay in the vlog, and we were talking about how you and I have been mistaken to be married a few times at conventions. Specifically talked about the first Red Ranger, we'll just say it that way, the first Red Ranger situation, and then the time that happened last weekend. And was it how I said you and I, whenever we're together, we just need a camera crew on us at all time because we're funny together.
Hilarious.
Our marriage is always in flux. Absolutely.
One of those off again, on again relationships.
Literally, we're only married when people think we are, because we just don't correct them.
Let's have the fun.
Oh, good times. Good times. Yeah. Then there's Zilla was also VIP at the convention. Shriner's marriage.
Is it or isn't it?
Oh, I love how you both thought the exact same thing. It just makes me laugh. There's Zillas and here's kitties.
Great.
Love it. But yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, so those are the things we were saying. All good things. Except for the fact that you and I just bicker like an old married couple most of the time we're together. We should have you on our live stream actually sometime, Zilla.
You know, it's fine. I'll be a little distraught. Britt didn't tell me.
One of these days you'll come on our live stream and actually hang out with us on the live stream. You should. Be a good time.
The chaos.
Of course, the majority of that will be just us insulting each other, but whatever.
I'll just be over here
enjoying the show. And then everybody that's watching will be like, oh, I see how people think they're an old married couple. Got it. Yeah, we can have up to, I believe, 6 in StreamYard. And it would just continue to like split it 3 ways. Well, it would be 3, and then they would start doing a second row, if I remember correctly. It would be a time. Much like anytime we hang out. It's a time. We do the thing. We hang out. We spent a lot of time together in that line to get into vendor hall with our VIP passes.
That's just wild to me. Everybody's just in the same line.
So for those of you who did not watch my videos about Twin Cities Con specifically, there was only one line to get into vendor hall, and that's also where their registration is too. So the entire line comprised of people without badges who need to pick them up, people with weekend passes, people with day passes, and people with VIP passes. And we all had to stand in the same line together. And on Saturday, that line spread out like the entire entrance of the convention center, which was just insane. I mean, we don't have a big convention center to begin with. Like the entrance of the convention center is not that massive, but still.
LineCon 2024.
We are the most dysfunctional family.
I love us.
Minecraft 2024 was amazing. It wouldn't have been so bad if they just would have had a VIP line for the freaking vendor room.
It is so wild to me.
It's so stupid. What?
It's crazy.
Oh, it's so interesting you call it budging. In Wisconsin, you call it budding. Yeah, so I didn't realize budging was a Minnesota term, like, at all, until I said it to somebody who was not from Minnesota, and they're like, "What?" And I was like, "Budging? Like budging in line? What?" I was like, and I looked it up, and it is very regional to just Minnesota. Well, yeah, I mean, the Tom Kenny line was, even though we were in the VIP line, they were letting like 3 to every one. I think it was like 3 regular passes to every 1 VIP. So that ended up taking a decent amount of time. I heard Hayden's line was, even for VIP, was like 2 hours long.
I'm not surprised.
That would be a dream. That is one badge type I do not have. I currently have weekend. I have obviously regular weekend passes. I just added VIP this last weekend. I have an ambassador badge. I have a press badge. I have a staff badge, obviously. What other one? I have a day pass because I've been to a convention for just one day before. You went and saw Hayden? And you didn't tell me? I was going to go stand in that line with you. We are not friends anymore.
Are you two divorcing again?
Why didn't you tell me you were going to go see Hayden Christensen? I specifically asked you. It's fine. Oh, you went to go see Grant. Okay, I feel better now. Yeah, Nikki didn't wait long for Grant either. Nikki didn't stand in the autograph line. She did the photo op. I would have been so mad if you went to Hayden without me.
Yay!
Nope.
I'm telling Dad on you.
Oh my god, this is getting funnier and funnier with the with now how dysfunctional our family is. Great.
Father, Mother's being mean.
Are you British now? Father. Good grief. Okay, you've not talked about your goals.
Oh, I
How did you
haven't.
do?
Oh, drat. Look at the time. Wow.
Somehow I've lost. Found it.
Are you my
Okay.
mommy?
So yes, how did your goal? You wanted to have 20,000 words written, specifically whatever heck project I pick or you pick. And you made a whole video about picking your project for this month.
I did. It was a video on my channel. You could go look at it if you want to.
I'm pretty sure the description has both of your channels, I think. Pretty sure.
We're about to find out.
I say I have the descriptor up, so I can probably look too.
Yes. So it's the Midnight Mumbles channel. You got the URL incorrect though.
I copied it right from YouTube. It doesn't change. The URL doesn't change. It's kept your old username.
Blech. That's gross.
I know mine's still AG Acting Girl.
I thought I changed it.
You can't change the URL.
Oh, well, but
You can change your username. You can't change the URL. Because yeah, mine's still AG Acting Girl.
well, we are perpetually error notebook found. I still like that.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, so your URL remains the same.
Well, boo. Okay, well, it's that channel. So I got these cool cards. I definitely was influenced by TikTok, but these are super cool. So it's like writing prompts. So it's 8 different genres, 150 writing prompts. I didn't shuffle the cards. I just picked a random card. And so the random card that I got was this guy. Are you my mummy? Are you my mummy?
No, this is I'm guessing Kay does not understand this reference.
It's a book, right?
No.
Oh, that is something else.
No. It's a Doctor Who reference if you're referencing what I think you're referencing. It's like the first episode that Stephen Moffat ever wrote for Doctor Who, and it's called The Empty Child. And let's just say Stephen Moffat has a way of making you, yes, there you go. See, I was right. Yes, Doctor Who reference. Yes. Stephen Moffat has a way of making you be afraid of really weird things.
Fair.
Anyway, so you just need to watch the reboot because it's the first season of the reboot. And it's funny because the Doctor still makes references to it all the time.
That's funny.
Yes. Though I will say it's not as creepy as Blink. Blink is still the creepiest Doctor Who episode, the scariest Doctor Who episode I've ever seen.
That's the one with the weeping angels, right?
The first one with the weeping angels, yes. The weeping angels are in it a few times.
Cool.
But then Moffat continues to destroy his own creature.
Yeah, so this is the card that I picked. So it's a mystery genre. This was the prompt. So his stomach tightened as the horror of the past flooded back in waves. He had thought all of that was behind him. So that was what I was going to do for this month's project, right? So it took a bit because the first few days in November was my brother's birthday. So we were hanging out. We did this and that. So I didn't get to writing until like a day or two later.
Excuses.
Actually, no, I did write on the first day, according to my spreadsheet. So
there you go.
So for this project, we have written a total of 736 words. And then
things happened in your brain.
And then I watched Agatha All Along in one sitting. And the very next day, maybe, hold on. What's the timeline here? No, okay, so it's a couple of days afterwards. So a couple of days after that, I wrote 4,540 words of not this. And so far, the new project has 14,000 words.
Which you can't really call it a new project. It is a project that you have worked on numerous times, kind of like me with Man from the Stars. It is a project that has been in your head for a very long time that you have worked on and restarted numerous times.
So many times. These two characters have gone through so many changes that it's wild. Like, they're not even like super... Zilla, don't get that song stuck in my head. I just got it out of my head. Why would you do that to me?
Enjoy. I don't know. I'm guessing it's from Agatha All Along, but
yeah, there's the Ballad of the Witch's Road.
Is it a musical?
No, not really.
Okay.
They sing the song. Like, there's different variations of the song throughout the show, but it's not really a musical.
Okay.
So
I don't know. People keep telling me I should watch Has Been Hotel because I like musicals, and because apparently that's a musical. I've heard some music from it.
I've heard it's good. I haven't seen it. No. Yeah. So instead of doing the mystery book, I'm doing this other project. Oops.
Then again, I did get inspired by something else that I wanted to write. And I was like, nope. I got to stay on track. I cannot start over now. So
I tried so hard to just keep with this mystery one.
That's right.
Huh?
Is that Has Been Hotelzilla? Bunch of theater kids doing theater kid things? Because if it's about a bunch of theater kids doing theater kid things, first of all, that's not meant for children. Second of all,
I think it's Agatha All Along.
Watch it. Oh,
I think he's referencing Agatha All Along because somebody said somewhere that Catherine Hahn was a theater kid, and I was like, oh, okay.
A lot of actors were theater kids because that's the first form of acting you get into.
It makes sense.
I like theater kid things. Because theater kid things are not theater kid things. Let me tell you that right now.
They're theater kid things. It's like more like
a lot of weird crap happens backstage of theaters.
That's funny. Yeah, so I blame Agatha all along. It's all Agatha all along's fault.
I mean, yes, but not just that. Let's just say when I was in college, there were couches I would not sit on. Anyway, we'll just put it that way.
I am sad though, because since the 8th, I was doing pretty good in writing, but yesterday happened, and I can't talk about yesterday. I could talk to you about it though, but I can't publicly talk about anything. So
fun.
It was just a day. It was a day.
Yeah, I've missed a few days of writing, like literally just 0 words came out of me, and only just because like November is usually when my when depression starts to set in, because of the season change and stuff. So my seasonal depression starts kicking in around November, gets really bad in December, and then finally starts to go away by March. So you know, so it's been tough, but I'm getting there. And I still don't love some of the stuff that I'm writing, but at least I'm getting it out, and hopefully I stick with this. I really liked what I'd done before, and I think what I'm going to do when I go back in for a second draft is go back through what I wrote a couple of years ago for this book and try to incorporate some of that into this, because originally what I was going to do was not start over. I was going to go back through the original book that I was writing and then just incorporate different point of views. But then I was like, but if I'm going to do that in November, then it's just going to take too much time as I'm reading it, that I'm not going to get nearly enough words in. So I don't usually. I know Kay does. And I mean, I definitely have songs that fit vibes, and I try to listen to those when I'm not writing. I don't like silence when I'm writing, but I don't like music because for some reason music really distracts me. So for me, I'll put on like a YouTube video or a show that I've seen a gajillion times, and I'll write, and I try to fit the vibe to an extent with what I'm writing. But something that I've seen a lot so that I don't need to pay close attention to it. It's like Community is a big one that I'll watch, except for that never fits the vibe. Because Community is just fun. Friends is another thing that I watch a lot. So like that I can have on the background and just not really be paying attention. I just need sound in the background. I don't need to like know what the sound is. But music distracts me. So
no, I definitely have. It also varies. So I've got like what is it? I've got epic space music, which I used for like whenever I was writing the Starship Conquest sort of storyline of the novella series. Because it's like this eerie, like ambient synthy sort of music. I've got like a very light drum and bass playlist also for like when I just need like a little bit of mellow and not creepy. I've got classical music. I've got where is it? Tavern music. So it's like music that you would hear in like the background. Yeah. I use that for like whenever I want to have like a more fantasy sort of vibe. I have so many playlists.
Your music like knowledge is intense. Like I remember being in the car with you. First of all, you don't listen to one song ever. You'll get like a verse and chorus in, you're like, I'm done, and then you'll move on. Like your ADHD where that's concerned is just intense. Like here's the thing, I will never forgive you for skipping my favorite Britney Spears song.
It's fine. We could be mortal enemies. It's okay. I understand.
I'm sitting here jamming out to my favorite Britney Spears song, and you're like, "No, moving on." I'm like,
Skeep. I was trying so hard not to.
Toxic.
I was trying so hard not to. I didn't even realize I was doing it until you like mentioned it. I was like, oh, oopsie.
I think that was when I finally mentioned it. I was like, "Do you ever listen to a song?"
Except technically, yes. So also with the project rewrite of the umpteenth time that I'm doing right now,
Yeah.
there's a song in the Agatha All Along soundtrack that I've just had on loop constantly because it has the perfect vibe that I want. So it's just on loop constantly in the background.
Yeah. You have a music playlist on Spotify. You have 2. I have 1 music playlist on Spotify, and it's literally just called driving. So it's all the music that I like to listen to while driving. But also I do need to create a new one because I do want to have like vibe, playlists so that because like when I was driving, I was doing my errands today. I was like, this is a great song, and I love this song, and I don't want to skip it. But like, it's not the vibe I'm looking for right now.
Mm-hmm.
When you're trying to write something that's going to be very tragic at some point during the book and during the series itself, teeny bopper pop music from the early 2000s, not the vibe. Not the vibe. Not the vibe. We would dominate. You know that?
I don't know. I don't know if I'd do very well with trivia team night. I don't
Well,
know
then
about
you're not
that.
invited.
Okay. I could watch, eat my little snackies while I watch.
But yeah, so neither one of us met our goal.
I came close. I probably would have been a little bit closer if I'd been able to write last night. But
There's that.
alas.
Yeah, I'm trying to like really fit in some writing. Like I fit in writing because I did not get on my elliptical yesterday morning. I woke up yesterday morning just not feeling. I felt really off. I was slightly concerned I was getting sick. And considering the fact I went to a convention recently, not super unheard of to get sick after a convention. So I was like, I'm just feeling off. I'm not feeling good. So I did not get on my elliptical yesterday morning. And I wrote instead. I was very proud of myself. I wrote a little over 500 words.
Nice.
And then I was going to write after work, and then that didn't happen. I don't remember why. I think it was literally just I forgot to bring my laptop upstairs because if I'm not sleeping or playing The Sims, I do not live in this unit anymore because my brain has moved already. My body has not, my stuff has not, but my brain has. And
Your
so
brain's like, nah, we over here now.
I go up into my parents' unit all the time to the point that my mom's like, can I please have my spot on the couch back? I'm like, no, absolutely not.
This is my spot.
Well, she just said that the other day. She was like, I'm sorry for making you move. And I was like, that's fine. Because I wouldn't go sit in the chair that I sit in when I'm with my parents. And she's like, yeah, but this is kind of your spot now. I was like, it is, but like, it's fine.
Fine, I guess.
She unplugged her recliner because the reclining couch. She unplugged her recliner, so it's actually more fun to sit in my recliner because I have a recliner. That's what I sit in. We all have recliners, except for my dad. My dad's recliner broke.
I have a recliner. It even has like a little footrest thing that you can pop out.
No, I don't have that. This is a cheap gaming chair that's comfortable from one of the office supply stores. I can't remember which one. Probably Office Max.
I actually low-key hate my chair.
I love this chair. It's nice and wide. The armrests are really nice and high. I like this chair.
I
$100 at one of those office supply stores, probably Office Max. I don't remember.
Yeah, I spent like 100, I think. I've got the red one that's at the other house was the first one. But the way that I sit, the armrest wobbles because it comes loose just because of how I sit, I guess. So I have to
My old office chair was like that. It's funny. I actually have 2 of these chairs because I bought one actually for my office up, like where I do actual work for a living. And I liked it so much that I bought myself a second one for my personal computer. So I have 2 of these.
Yeah, I've got the red one and then this one's gray. I only have 2 of them because I tolerated the first one and then they discounted them. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll buy another one. Should not have done that. But my brother also got one and he likes his. So I'm like, here, you can have mine. They're your spare extras. I'm just going to get me a chair that I like. Because now I know what I like. I like adjustable armrests. I like it to be a little bit lower. And then the mesh backing is definitely nice. So it's like, I know what I want.
Love about this chair is it's so wide like back here, and there's nothing like aside from this little hole right here, there's nothing here, so I can't put my back massager on it because my back massager strap is not big enough.
That's a lame.
Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, let's talk about our goals again. No, because I mean I didn't do anything outside of our goal. I'm feeling much better about, well, okay. So here's my thing with my story. I'm really not in a good place writing it, but that's because I think I've discovered something new. Because you know how like stories are not really written by you? Like, yes, you do the physical writing, but like they take on a freaking mind of their own. They really do. Like people who are like, no, I plot literally everything out from the beginning to the end, like right away, and then I stick right to that. Like, no, you don't. That's a lie. It's a flat out lie. Your characters have a mind of their own. They do. They exist in some other dimension. You're just tapping into that dimension, I swear.
They just do whatever they want. Oh my god, these two just I vented to you about it in the like voice memos. It's like, what is going on?
Yeah. So what I've discovered is my villain, because I don't love like just strictly these are just evil people villains, right? Because the best kind of villain that exists is the villain who thinks they're doing the right thing. Right. And so if you're just evil for the sake of being evil, enter Rita Repulsa. If you're evil just for the sake of being evil, it's not as enticing or not as interesting as a villain who genuinely thinks they're doing the right thing. And I was like, how can I make this villain really feel like she's doing the right thing? Like, I mean, she's not there to just destroy this thing that Sokol is looking for, right? She's not there just to destroy that. Why does she want to destroy it? Why is it crucial for her to destroy this thing? Why is it that she chased him all the way across the galaxy just to destroy this thing, right? And so by the way, Sokol is just one of the names of the main characters. And anyway, and so like why? And then I've come to the realization that I'm going to merge my love for cults and this story. So like obviously they probably don't have cults on their planet, but like still I've got to think that any form of like intelligent being would have a high control group, right? It would have it would have the same kind of concept. And so that's what I'm now working on, is I'm like trying to world build that piece of it and trying to world build like what was this cult, like how was she pulled into it, what is it exactly? And so now I'm like doing that. But the problem is with cults, I always read or watch like nonfiction stuff about cults. I don't really focus on like the dramatization. I look at like the real stories behind it. So now I feel like I need to watch some dramatizations. So I found some movies that I'm going to watch. One that has Matt Smith in it, which I'm very excited about. He plays Charles Manson, which is kind of creepy. But anyway, I found a few movies that I'm going to watch that are dramatizations of cults. And so I can actually like see the dramatization versus just like people's accounting and video footage and stuff. But if you do want a good documentary to watch about cults, The Vow is about NXIVM. The Vow, I liked that one. That one was good. Anyway, It was really triggering though, because I knew I at one point had a professional relationship with somebody that was actually in that, like, the not the illegal part of the cult. He was just in it. And I saw a picture of it. I saw a few pictures, but the first time like a picture popped up and I saw him, I was like,
Oh, oh no.
okay. So anyway, the vow was an interesting one. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm like trying to do right now. But so I'm just trying to muscle through what I can to try and just get the story out for the 50,000 words. And then I think in December, well, not December, because December will be nothing but Christmas movies, because that's just how I do December. But maybe beginning of the year, I'll start watching these dramatization movies about cults, like Midsummer and whatever that Matt Smith one, Charles Manson. I'll have to look it up again. Whatever that one is again, I can't remember off the top of my head, but there's a few. So if you can think of any like movies about cults, like fictional movies about cults, even if they're based on like true stories, it's fine. But I don't want to start watching dramatizations versus documentaries, if that makes sense. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then did you want to talk about your stuff?
Yeah, we could talk about my stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to,
So
you can go into it as much or as how little as you want.
they're a cute gay couple. The end. No.
Yeah.
No, because it's like I don't want to like talk too much because they have evolved so much.
Mm-hmm.
Because like the one main character has remained of noble blood, but she's changed from like this manipulative monster to, oh, this is why she's doing this. She's defending like other people who can't defend themselves against this tyrannical like group. So it's kind of like how I told you, it's like the Jedi Council where they think they're doing good, but clearly they're not 100% good.
Yeah.
But they're a little more evil than the Jedi Council. So it's interesting to see like how it's changed and stuff. So the writing this go around has been weird because it starts off with like the origins of the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's kind of like they're trying to control Rochelle, she's the powerful one, by bringing in Becky, who's more of like a healer sort of person. And it's like, oh, well, maybe this will like mellow her out so we can control Rochelle. It doesn't work. No matter which universe it is, it doesn't work. It backfires on them so badly. And I love it every single time. So this iteration, we start off where they're married and they have a kid already. And I was really like interested to see like what this sort of version was. And now I'm like, ooh, I want to go back and see how they meet in this world. So I might do that later today. I may not. We'll see. But it's kind of interesting because their universe wasn't originally going to be in the Galaxia Morbidus universe. And it kind of became part of it, which is interesting. So part of me is like, maybe I don't want to write about the crew that I was thinking I wanted to write about first. Maybe I just need to write about these two.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, Kay's literary universe.
my literary universe, the galaxy that wants to kill you. It's great. It's wonderful. We love it.
But yeah, I mean, it's kind of fun because you know how with this trilogy, I've always thought about, you know, pulling a C.S. Lewis and Narnia, and then like towards the end or after I finished the actual trilogy, writing a prequel. That would be more like a George Lucasing it, but versus a C.S. Lewising it. But I do want to now, I think, actually go back and write that prequel at some point, because I think it'd be really fun now that this villain is going to be in a cult. It'd be really fun to write that. So I feel that. I feel that idea of like going, oh, now I do want to go back and look at this.
Yeah, it's like I'm still trying to decide if I want it to be like a trilogy sort of thing. So you get like the first book is them meeting and then falling in love. And then the second book is like what happens after that with their family. And then the third book is like the finale or whatever. Because I'm not sure. Because I've told you this before. There's one iteration where Rochelle goes too far down the dark past, and so her daughter has to like stop her. So I don't know if I want that still or not. So it's up in the air. We'll see what happens. We'll let them choose.
That's just it. Like, I'm at the mercy of my characters, man. I'm at the
Like,
mercy of my characters here. Like, I only just found out this writing of this book, of this version of this book. Because I mean, I'm such a different person I was when I first came up with the idea. I mean, you and I have talked about that. Both of us we're completely different people when we both came up with these concepts. I mean, I was a junior in high school. It was literally more than 20 years ago that I came up with The Man from the Stars specifically, which then evolved into, oh, now I want to write a sequel. And then, oh, this will make it a trilogy. And so, but 20 years ago, when I first came up with the concept of The Man from the Stars, like, I was in a very different place. I was a very different person. Like, if that version of me read this book that I'm writing now, she'd be like, the heck? Because I mean, there's an LGBTQ couple in it, which is something that I would never have written about back then because, I was raised very, conservative Christian, and I have educated myself about a lot of things since then.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting because mine wasn't that long ago, but like it still was like I've learned so much about myself since then.
Right.
And it's like I've become more like not tolerant, but like what's the word? More aware of things.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, it's all, black and white and stuff. It's like, no, there's a lot of like, this is going on and this is going on. It's like, oh, okay.
That's what's so funny is like you learned more about yourself and I learned more about the world around me because I grew up in such a small town. Like, it's so funny. I sent on to all of the different little social media websites, the Twitters, the Blue Skies, and the Threads. Those ones, the ones, the short blog kind of ones.
Yeah.
And because I was watching Smallville with my mom last night, and my mom and I were laughing because Smallville is supposed to be a small town, a small farming town, right? But they have like a whole ass hospital. Where I grew up that takes in trauma patients. Like where I grew up, literally the town I grew up in, you had to drive 30 minutes just to get to a hospital. And even though they didn't take in trauma patients, they transferred all of them to St. Cloud. Like, it just, nothing makes me laugh harder as somebody from a small town than shows written about a small town, because nobody knows what a small town actually is. Especially because like maybe only Minnesotans truly know, because we don't actually have a big city. The closest thing we have is Minneapolis, which has less than 1 million people in it. So like, I think both Minneapolis and St. Paul together create more than a slightly more than 1 million people. So like people who don't understand small towns, it just makes me laugh really hard. But I came from a really small town. I was really sheltered in that small town, and it was not a diverse small town. You know what I mean? So like, it wasn't until I moved to St. Cloud where I started to understand diversity a bit more and understand the LGBTQ plus community. And then moving to the Twin Cities really woke me up to all of that.
Yeah, I bet.
And yeah, like I'm such a different person than even when you would have met me, or like when Zilla would have met me, because I've known Zilla a couple years longer. I've known you, and like I'm a completely different person. And so the person I was when I wrote this is a very different person. And so it's been fun to watch it evolve. I'd like to go back and find the different versions of this book that I've written and see it evolve over time.
I reread mine all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. The time. What's funny though is because Rochelle started as a roleplay character, like a side character. And now it's like my main roleplay character I haven't touched in like forever. It's kind of funny.
That is funny.
I am doing my best to shuffle these cards. I'm doing a terrible job, but I'm shuffling them.
We have a whole thing. We have a new segment in our live streams thanks to Kay's little words are hard.
My little purchase
thing. So we're gonna get to that because that's next. Well, after our next ADHD. Well, I guess we did have that, and we went back to just talking about our books. But yeah, so I mean, I'm really excited for the direction that this is going. I'm more excited now that I fully understand my villain.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like that was my biggest struggle, was like trying to find purpose. Like I didn't want her to just want to destroy this thing because she could, or because she's just evil, and granted, yes, she was kind of designed off of Rita Repulsa. I mean, like I said, it's a combination of a bunch of different things that created the idea. And so all of the characters are based off of different fictional characters from each of those, um things that it's based off of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just ignoring you at this point.
It's fine. Please ignore me. I'm struggling.
Anyway, um and so yes, she was technically based off of Rita Repulsa, so I get it. But like I get like the mentality of her just being evil for the sake of being evil, because that's what Rita was. And Bandora wasn't the character that she's based off of in Super Sentai. She had purpose, but that was just it. Like I didn't give her purpose originally, and now I feel like she has purpose because because she believes Sokola is wrong. She believes Sokola is the evil one, and she believes she's right and righteous and correct. And so having that be the biggest like issue between the two of them, I think is really going to help write this a lot better. So, but we have a couple of comments we haven't touched on yet. So this feeling I had when writing a story, then it becomes $1 million film in my mind, which is epic. I mean, that's always the dream.
Right.
I mean, especially as somebody who studied film specifically and has always wanted to work in film.
Also,
The Man from the Stars was originally supposed to be a movie. I'll just put it that way. It was supposed to be a movie originally.
like I think I've decided I would rather mine be a TV show than a movie.
Well, yeah, because yours is really but your stuff is really serialized just in general. And I feel like same thing with the Sokola Chronicles. I feel like that would work better as a series.
Yeah.
So probably
like before I was like, yeah, sure, a movie, it'd be really cool. Now I'm like, TV series.
Mm-hmm.
Like a decent budget TV series.
Yeah. And then reading rough draft scripts from a famous movie is more interesting and thought-provoking than the final version. I've done that, actually. I took a screenwriting course in college, which oddly enough, Zill and I went to the same university. We did not meet at university, however. We went to the same university. And I took a screenwriting class, actually. And we read Shawshank Redemption, and what else did we read? Read a few different scripts from that in that class that were like different drafts of the script that my teacher, who just had really good connections in Hollywood, were able to get those. So, yeah, she actually, I think she moved back to Sweden now, but she was actually she left St. Cloud State, which is the university I went to. She actually left St. Cloud State to go work on a TV show out in Los Angeles. And I think, if I remember correctly, I think she moved back to Sweden. Or maybe she's in Germany. I don't know. I don't think she's in the United States anymore, though. So I haven't kept up with her. But my favorite professor from college, and I still stay in contact, and he's updated me on a few people. So people that I knew when I was there last time. So, yeah. You shuffled them?
Shuffled. They're not as organized as they were.
Okay, well, there's that. But yeah, so was there anything else you wanted to talk about your book at this point?
No.
Okay, yeah, I'm pretty much tapped out of mine too. So we're gonna move on to our newest segment, which is going to be in 2 parts going forward, but this time only just in 1 part. But we're going to utilize these writing prompts to actually write short stories for the live streams. So how many words are we? Well, it tells us how many words to write, right?
No, you can literally what you could do is either turn it into a full-fledged novel or just do like a couple of pages. It's whatever you want to do with it.
So should we set maybe like 1,000 words
That'd be doable.
You think, or should we do 500? Or maybe between 500 and 1,000?
Maybe do like in between.
Yeah. Okay, so anywhere between, and anybody can participate in this. I think it'd be fun to have participation. So essentially what we're going to do is each live stream, we're going to draw a new prompt, and then we're going to write between 500 and 1,000 words, short story based on the prompt that we are given. And then Kay and I will talk about, or even possibly read, our little short stories. And it'd be really fun because then eventually maybe we could turn them into like anthologies of short stories, like in
That'd be
actual
fun.
release books. So but just as a way to try and get us to write some more and have a way to kind of do a group thing, we think it'd be kind of fun. So, Kay, what is our first prompt?
Where would you like me to draw?
I'll close my eyes and I'll tell you to stop. Stop. Let's see. What was our first prompt?
We have a fantasy prompt.
Ooh.
All right. I'm going to read it, then I'll show it. So,
Okay.
when you begin to show signs of magical power, your neighbors are afraid. A group decides you must be burned at the stake for the safety of the town. Luckily, a dashing warrior disagrees.
Ooh. That sounds actually kind of fun. That sounds kind of the way that I like to write fantasy, which is more of that urban fantasy where it's like set in our world,
Mm-hmm.
but is still fantasy. That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun to do a story about.
Right?
I could actually see that one become a full-fledged novel.
It totally could.
Yeah.
Your magical powers, you could tolerate spicy foods. This shall not go.
Watch, everyone. I'm Norwegian and I eat spicy food. Watch, see? Jalapeno chips.
Which? That's so funny. What I like, so I didn't show it before, but what comes with this is a cute little wooden thing. So you could put your little writing prompt on it. And then it's chilling. It's chilling.
You have to put the words in our little you have to type those up in our whatchamacallit here that we've got up.
But let me utilize my 100-something words per minute. Blah, 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 blah.
Perfect. Yeah, I think that'd be fun. I mean, it's gonna be a short story, but who knows? Maybe both of them will evolve into a full-fledged novel at some point. Because that sounds fun.
It does sound fun.
That sounds fun.
I like my new keyboard. Clicky, clicky.
Clicky, clicky.
Clicky, clicky. But it's good clicky, clicky.
Though, so like I know there's a version with a 10 key. I just haven't bought it yet.
There is, yes.
I need a 10 key. I can't live without a 10 key, man.
I was worried about it, and so far it's not been as bad. It's only like I have gone to like do it whenever I'm like doing my budgeting stuff. It's like, oh right, I don't have that. Okay, do.
That's the thing is I don't know where the numbers are on a keyboard. I mean, I know where they are, but you know what I mean? Like, because whenever I do numbers, I go to the 10 key. Like it feels really weird to have to be like, where I know they're in numerical order and I know they're top of the QWERTY, but like I can't.
Oh no, I have to look every time too.
Can't do it. But 10 key, I can just like type away.
Right. Boom, done.
Apparently, Gen Z doesn't know what a 10 key is.
Honestly, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
They live most of their life. I would say hi. Hi, reflection.
Hi. Because I said 10 key to my nieces, and all of my nieces are Gen Z. But I said 10 key to my nieces, and all of them were like, what? I'm like, the 10 key on a keyboard. They're like, what? They call it a number pad.
I have also called it the numpad.
Yeah. Apparently they call it a number pad. And I'm like,
But
it's the
only
10
because there's literally a button on here that says numpad whenever you've got the 10 key. So
That's fair. But yeah, so that'll be fun. So now our goals for next month. So now going forward, what we would do is we would share our experience doing the writing prompt, and then we will draw a new prompt and do it again. I think it'll be fun.
I think it would be. There's so many in here. It's great.
Yeah, but you're from Wisconsin.
Jeez.
Just kidding. We love Wisconsin around here. We just don't always love how your voting turns out. Anyway. You have 30K written and the writing prompt, and complete the writing prompt.
No, I can't. No.
Yeah, the way your state votes sometimes. Yeah. Though I have to say, before I went to bed, Minnesota was still, that specific day. We're just gonna use colors, My state tends to be a beautiful blue color a lot. But when I went to bed, it was still a weird red color that I'm not used to seeing. Luckily, it didn't stay that way. Anyway, okay, moving on. So by next stream, I would...
What do you want your goals to be?
I don't know. I mean, I want to obviously complete the prompt. 250,000 words. Oh, no, 205,000 words. There we go. Not 250. 205.
Boy, you're on a binge writing spree.
I cannot. I could not.
Here. We'll make it reasonable. We'll do that.
No, I mean, I would like to be, if I can get my crap together. Yeah, I was going to say 75. If I could maybe be at 75 by the next stream, that would be great. If I can get my crap together, I think I could. 72.5.
Very specific.
Sure.
I'll change mine.
Oh, that's even more specific. 30.45 thousand words. And then I would like to obviously complete the prompt as well. But I do want to continue writing The Man from the Stars until the end of the year. So I'm hoping to have it finished by the end of the year, but not by the next stream. So.
No, I don't want you on the next page. Come back. Baby, come back.
Yeah, I want to be able to complete the writing prompt as well, which I think will be fun. But I'm not going to work on that until after November. So all of that 5 to 1,000 words be written in the first half of December for me. I'm just going to be focused on Man from the Stars at this point. I don't have time to focus on other things when it comes to writing. I mean, to be fair, as we discovered, as we discussed last year, and especially because, we're making up our own rules now because we don't follow that nonprofit organization anymore.
Get wrecked.
So we can make up our own rules. So it doesn't have to be one story. As long as you write 50,000 words in 30 days, that's it. So actually, I probably could. I'm just saying.
I just want to keep adding numbers to your numbers. Wow, big number.
You're having way too much fun.
It's a little number. It's a bigger number. What's that doing there? Work.
That's good. Yeah, we kept Amy Klobuchar, which I'm very happy with.
I'm not happy with who we kept.
I wouldn't be either.
I don't understand. Why?
I mean, 2021 should have been enough to get rid of him.
Right? Like, what are we doing?
You can hope. What here's the silver lining, right? You can hope that maybe, just maybe, he ends up somewhere in the cabinet, and then he won't be Texas's problem anymore.
Department of Transportation.
I was gonna say, because they just keep throwing random people in that cabinet, man.
It's like what is it? Bunch of names in a
I
hat.
mean, I might end up in the cabinet. I don't know yet. Maybe I will. I'm not up for anything, and I don't think he'd like my politics.
Department of Numbers.
He made up a whole new department.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
I feel like this is the most unserious. I mean, it's very serious. Don't get me wrong. Very, very serious.
Mm-hmm.
But like, the cabinet picks are so unserious. Anyway, but also very serious and scary, and I don't like it.
I don't like it. I want off. Let me off. I don't like this road.
Any plans for Turkeyville? I'm probably going to my sister's like we always do. And also just celebrating my twin niece's birthday, which is actually in a couple weeks after, week and a half or so, but only just because they're away at college, and one of which is states away. So one is in the state, one is out of state. And like we have to fly to see her kind of states away. So we're gonna celebrate their birthday probably on Thanksgiving, because they'll both be home. So
I'll be working. I'm working late because
I have a short week that week.
I get to work more hours because we're open later, because stupid Wicked and Gladiator are like 5 zillion hours long.
Yeah. Which I'm still very confused about how they're turning a 2.5 hour Broadway show into 2 3-hour movies, but
Fluff. I'm just fluffing it up.
And I'm still trying to decide. I mean, Wicked is like my second favorite Broadway show. I am still trying to decide if I actually want to go see it and then have to wait a year to see the second act. Like, the first movie is all just act one, which, to be fair, a lot happens in act one. And to be fair, act one is longer than act two. But like, I don't know how they're splitting it up into 2 movies. I don't know how they're going to do that. It's stupid. Don't do that.
Do what they want.
Late stage capitalism, let me tell you.
Love that. Everything has to have a sequel, a prequel, and like a bazillion parts.
Yeah. Anyway, do you have any plans for a Turkey Day?
I'm working.
Oh, that's right. You said that.
I'm working late because I'm a manager.
I would say one of my coworkers is going to be out of work for a little while, and so I get to take on her whole workload.
Have fun with that.
Yay! I get to be trained in on that starting next week, or I get to be trained in on that this week. So, fun.
Yay, fun.
Is this a believable smile?
Yes.
Yeah. So I got to take on her whole workload. There is a lot of interesting controversy surrounding Wicked.
A lot of it is
surrounding Ariana Grande.
Kind of dumb.
And I mean, I think it's silly. Ariana Grande is a big victim of misogyny at the end of the day. Does she make stupid choices? Sure she does. But why aren't we placing any blame on the man that left his wife and newborn child? Why is the only blame being put on the woman? Misogyny.
OMG.
Let's just put that out there. So, anyway, I know there's other things too, but that's the only thing that can come to mind right now, because that's the only thing that I really will defend, because I'm like, look, yeah, should she have hit on a married man? Probably not. But was that married man happily married? Probably not. Could that man have not left his wife and newborn child? Could he have been like, hey, Ariana, I'm happily married. Bye.
Right?
Yes, he could have.
Excuses.
So anyway, yeah, misogyny. It's fun stuff, let me tell you. But yeah, so that's where we're at. So Kay is going to have 30.5 thousand words written next month. And that's in addition to, like, that's in the stories that we're currently writing, I'm guessing. Yes? Okay. And complete the writing prompt. And then I will have 72.5 thousand words written specifically from the Man from the Stars. And then completing the writing prompt as well, which, to remind everybody, the writing prompt is: when you begin to show signs of magical powers, your neighbors are afraid. A group decides that you must be burned at the stake for the safety of the town. Luckily, a dashing warrior disagrees.
My favorite part of the prompt is there is no indication of gender identity at all in it. So
Right.
I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna have fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unlike this stupid one where I'm like, I don't want a guy in my book. Ew.
Men.
Men. I feel bad for this prompt. I don't think I'm gonna return back to it.
You should.
I should. Because I don't even remember where I was going with it, but I was like doing something. So it starts off, because it's kind of vague. I took some liberties of sorts.
Yeah.
So the way that it starts off with is he's just trying to live his best little life, and then he gets a letter from a person of the past who's supposed to be dead. So of course that sets off trauma and stuff. So and I was like, oh, where do I go with this? I don't know. Let me watch Agatha All Along. That'll definitely help. Oh, wait, no.
No, because apparently Agatha is too much like Rochelle. So
It's so gay. I love it so much.
Anyway.
Don't send help.
Don't send help.
Don't send help. I'm fine where I am.
In Texas?
No, send help there. Please do send help.
Yeah, there's that. Anyway, but yeah, so that'll be fun. Hopefully. So we'll decide next stream if you want us to actually read what we wrote or just talk about the experience or maybe read excerpts of it. Like I said, it's gonna be like 500 to 1,000 words. And so, I mean, even if we read them on stream, it wouldn't take very long to do that. So. Damn it. These are jokes from the beginning of the stream for those of you who are not here at the beginning of the stream. Like every time I mention something, Kitty would be like, that should be the next title of your spicy book.
Bad Norwegian and Sushi Train.
And Sushi Train. Though making Sushi Train the name of a spicy novel would be interesting because I believe there is like, I'd have to look it up in Urban Dictionary, but I believe sushi is slang for something.
I'll look it up for you.
I'm scared. And I think
Don't worry.
I think it's spicy is what it's slang for. Something spicy. I don't remember what it is, and I'd have to look it up. Oh God. Is it safe to say on the stream?
No. I mean, if I worded it a certain way, I could probably get away with it, but no. I was not expecting this. Let's just say it's in relation to a slang version for taco.
Ah, okay, yeah. Did I ever tell you the story about one of my old store managers that didn't know the slang for taco?
You did tell me, yes.
Well, for those of you who did not know that story, so I had a boss at one point, and I was leaving that store. This was back when I was in retail management. I was leaving that store to go to another store, and there was a song that played on that music that was something where one of our associates sang it on purpose, sang it, talking about tacos. And he was talking about how much he was gonna miss me, and he heard that song come on. He's like, I'm gonna miss your taco. And I went, don't say that to me. So I had to tell him. Luckily, he and I still to this day have a really good relationship. We're friends. He's not like a creepy old dude. Like he's not far off from my age. And so I was able to be like, no, dude, you can't say that. He's like, why not? I was going to pull him into the back room like, taco is slang for this. And he's like, that's not what I meant. I was like, I'm fully aware.
I know. You're
that is not what you meant.
Don't say it. This is an inside thought, not an outside thought.
He's like, it's from our associate. I'm like, no, I know, because I hear her sing it wrong all the time too. She does it on purpose. He's like, I know, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, I'm not. This is not going to become an HR problem. I promise. He genuinely didn't know, and I think that's just so funny. Oh, to that manager, if you're watching this, because I think he subscribes to my YouTube channel. I'm like, dude, if you're watching this, hi. And I still think about that regularly. That lives so rent-free in my brain sometimes. So rent-free in my brain. Anyway.
I'm working late because I'm a singer.
You okay over there? My website domain is expiring soon, and I'm not renewing it.
Oh.
So. What?
You froze for a little bit.
Oh. I don't know if I froze or if I just went. I did that too.
Just do a little bit of both. A little bit of freeze and unfreeze. Freeze, unfreeze.
Okay, I have to blink now. So for those of you who, I do want to say this real quick, for those of you who follow me on Twitter, because I will not call it the other thing, I am deleting it on Monday morning. So follow me on other social media platforms if you follow me on Twitter.
I am also on the Sky of Blueness.
I'm on the Sky of Blueness. I'm on Threads. I'm on, obviously, YouTube.
I'm on Threads, but I don't use Threads, so
I'm going to try to use Threads more. I'm going to try and utilize Meta in general, aside from Facebook. I mean, aside from the fact that I use Facebook personally to stay in touch with people, but I'm not going to use it professionally at all, really. But Threads and Instagram, I do want to use. And so I have been trying to use Instagram more.
I keep forgetting about it. And then I haven't really done anything that's picture worthy. So I'm just like,
that's the problem. But that's the thing is, like, I've been putting my short form content, as long as it's like fits on on Instagram, I'll put it in Reels. So majority of my Instagram posts are now Reels. So basically my short form content usually ends up there instead of on shorts on YouTube.
I also don't do those.
Yeah,
I should start back again, but
yeah. Just they're going down the AI rabbit hole now on Twitter. So anything you write on Twitter, anything you put on Twitter is subject to AI. And I mean, I should have been able to delete Twitter a long time ago, back when Elon Musk proved himself to be a con artist. But anyway, and I will die on that hill. He's a con artist. He's a grifter.
Oh yeah. Can you still download? I think you can, like, your whole archive. Yeah, you can still download your whole archive.
Oh, good. I need to do that. Not that I would ever read all of my tweets, but
settings, account, download and archive of your data. It takes a little bit because, you know, depending upon how much you've got, but
I went and took screenshots of a bunch of like private messages and my followers and stuff, just because I wanted to remember some stuff from it. So like the whole DMs between me and Sari back when we were just complaining about this one person that we both know. That you know too. Well, I don't know if you ever really knew her on a personal level, but
Probably not.
But yeah. So I'm gonna delete Twitter, like full on deactivate my account. It's gonna be gone and never coming back until Elon Musk is behind bars. Because I think that'll happen one day.
Maybe one day.
One can hope.
I like hoping.
So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna full on delete it. It's been something I've been wanting to do for a while, just ever since he bought Twitter. I've been wanting to do it. Just after everything, and then after the whole AI situation too, I'm just like, you know what? Nope. It's a big nope from me. A lot of people say I could just make it private and stuff, but I don't trust that either because I don't trust Elon Musk because he's a grifter. So
yeah.
Yeah. Twitter is going bye-bye. So if you follow me on any other social media platforms, I'm staying there, but I will not be on Twitter after Monday morning. So
R.I.P.
Who else is deleting their Twitter? Raise their hands. I mean, it's perfectly fine if you don't delete your Twitter.
I probably should, but
I still haven't deleted my NaNoWriMo.
I haven't either.
I was going to do it on November 1st just as a statement and then just didn't.
I just forgot and then just didn't do it.
Should we just do it right now? Both of us before we end the stream?
Will you remember my login? Will you remember
I just
my
need
login?
to take quick screenshots.
It remembered my login. I'm gonna put this in front and then move us over there.
Let's get my snipping tool out. And I'm going to start just taking screenshots of it. Nano screenshot. All right. Profile.
I'm working late because I'm a singer.
Are you?
Yeah, didn't you know? Can't you hear my beautiful voice?
I was scrolling, but I was scrolling in the snipping tool. And I was like, why is it not loading the rest of the page? There might be a reason. Sorry, everyone, if this is a boring part of the stream, just because we're taking screenshots and deleting our Nano.
We're making statements. You know what I wish? So you know how you can do like the extended screenshot on your phone? So like you have it and then you hit the button and it scrolls and screenshots. I wish you could do that on desktop.
I wish the same because that would be nice, but unfortunately it's not that way.
Holy cow. So I keep forgetting what year I started the Galaxia Morbidus series. 2015.
That's wild.
It's almost been 10 years. What the heck?
This would be detrimental for me, and only just because that's where most of my photos from my adulthood live is on Facebook. I have gone and downloaded a bunch of them now just to be on the safe side. But yeah, that would be detrimental for that to go down for me. And I don't think it will. I don't think Facebook's in any danger. Anymore. I think it was with the whole like whatchamacallit that happened quite a few years ago where Mark Zuckerberg had to go and testify in front of Congress or whatever.
Oh yeah, that.
Oh, and my friends.
Hello, M friend.
My buddies.
I have so many Galaxia Morbidus spin-offs.
Nano buddies.
One of them I do
think
want to
that's
do
all I need.
just because I like the theme of it. I just don't know where it's gonna fit in anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's all I need. I got my profile, my projects, and my buddies. I think that's all I need. Can you think of anything else that I would want to save? Before I
Me?
delete? How? Oh, here we go. Found it. Delete account. All right. Goodbye, NaNoWriMo. This is harder than I thought it was gonna be.
It's just taking me a bit to screenshot stuff. I'm a little slow. It's fine.
But seriously, did you think? Can you think of anything? What else are you screenshotting? Because I screenshot my profile and my projects and my buddies.
I kind of screenshotted my profile, not really, because like about me, whatever.
Well, but what I wanted was like
picture.
the badges that I earned. That's what I was more or less going for.
Yeah, that I definitely
How
did.
long I was on member for and stuff like that.
Yeah, I will do that. Oh, actually, let's.
But is there anything else you can think of before I delete this?
Groups.
Wasn't in any groups.
Oh,
I can think of. I didn't utilize that feature much. I didn't utilize the forums. Okay. All right, everybody ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, instructions for deleting your account have been sent to your email address. That was so anticlimactic. Which email address? Jesus. Good God.
My buddies are you, Matthew, and some person I don't remember.
I have a couple people I don't remember, and then you, Matthew, and one of my Power Ranger community friends.
Oh, they're not even doing a thing this year, so. Oh, they live in my region of the state. Maybe that's why we're buddies. I don't know who this person is. She's cute.
Twin Cities Con sent me a post-con survey.
Why are you so close to your microphone, ma'am?
Because I want to.
Ma'am.
Okay.
Oh, she's married. Never mind.
Post-con survey. Shall we do this post-con survey? Start the survey. Let's do this.
Survey says you suck.
From Facebook? Yeah, I've done that a couple of times.
I should do that.
Did you attend Twin Cities Con 2024? Yeah. Did you have fun?
No.
For the most part, yeah. Why, if you didn't attend, I did. How would you rate TCC overall? It's okay. How would you rate the value for your money this year? Below average this year. Not very organized at all. How'd you hear about TCC? How did I hear about it initially?
It has happened. I've deleted my account.
What, did it send you instructions to your email?
It's literally, are you sure you want to do this? Click a button, and then you click another button, and then you're done.
I haven't gotten the email yet.
Really?
Yeah, I'm still waiting on it, which is what made me do this survey instead. I don't remember. Probably Facebook, though. Probably.
My email superior. Bad Norwegian.
Oops. Okay. Oh my goodness. What is going on? Okay, move. Stop it. Okay. No. God damn it. Did you attend TCC in 2021 or 2022 or 2023? Yes, all of them. Have you ever attended a comic book? Have you ever attended any Comic Cons before TCC? Comic Cons? No. How likely to attend Twin Cities Con in 2025? At this point, neither likely nor unlikely. How likely is it that you would recommend Twin Cities Con to a friend or colleague? I mean, I would say go, but don't get VIP. That's what I would say. So I'm going to give it like a 6. When deciding to whether to attend a Comic-Con, what's the most important factor in your decision? Guests. For VIP, in all caps, a separate. That's how you spell separate. How do you spell separate? About it. Line
Gotta keep them
into
separated.
vendors. There. Which celebs would you like to see in TCC in the future? Tom Welling. And Michael Rosenbaum.
Because
I'm rewatching Smallville right now, so like they're top of mind. What did you like about Twin Cities Con? What did you not like? I didn't like the programming. I'll say panels. I didn't like the panels. And I didn't like the one line into vendor hall. There. Did you pick up your TCC badge early? Yes, I did. Would you be interested in having your 2025 badges mailed directly to you? Yes, I would. That'd be great. If yes, how much would you be willing to pay to have your 2025 between $3 and $5? That's fine. That seems weird to be like, how much are you willing to pay for it?
0.
Anyway, okay, so did that. Wait, no, that's not the reason I grabbed my phone.
Do you have the email now?
No, but I did get one from Hayes Public House.
Are you sure you clicked the button?
I did click the button. I even double checked which email address, delete account. Yeah, instructions for deleting your account have been sent to your email address. And I looked even to see which email account I have attached. Okay, let me go maybe look in my junk. Ah, found it. It's in the junk.
Junk drawer.
Visit link. Yes, delete my account. There we go.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Nano Demo.
So now what happens if I do this? Oops, something went wrong. Anyway, there we go. We've now deleted our NaNoWriMos.
I'm so proud of us.
I'm proud of us too, but it's just sad that it's gone this way. And how fitting that we do it on what would have been our NaNoWriMo stream.
It is very fitting.
Very fitting.
Very fitting.
So there you go, everyone. All right. So next stream, because I think this is probably a good place to end it then. Next stream will be December 14th. I don't see a reason why that should be affecting me at all. So that sounds good to me.
I'll double check just in case, but I don't foresee me working any more Saturdays upcoming unless something stupid happens.
Now you've said it out loud.
So, ring, ring. Yeah, so all the managers quit. Cool.
You have to be the general manager again, just for funsies.
Again? They had to fire the GM. Don't know why. He's a good guy, but they had to fire him. It's like, you handled last night's situation poorly, so we have to terminate you as well.
No, let's say he gets a better job somewhere else. Let's say he gets a better job, like at the company I work for. Let's say, comes and works, because you guys have a physical office nearby.
Mm-hmm. I don't foresee him leaving the company though, so unless it's for. Oh.
Anyway, so yeah, next stream will be December 14th at 2 p.m. like normal, 2 p.m. And hopefully we'll have an actual completed thumbnail instead of the makeshift one. Well, I mean, it's mostly complete. I literally just have to switch out Kay's picture.
You just need my picture.
I mean, to be fair, you've not changed much since that picture. So I mean, theoretically, we could just keep it, but
I just, every time I go to take a picture, I look at it and I'm like, no, try again. No, try again. No, try again. So eventually I will get one where I'm like, yeah, this one. It
There
just
you
takes
go.
a little while.
I literally took my picture with my Stop Shit on the Show Rosenbaum shirt on, which I love because, like I said, one day when I do finally meet Michael Rosenbaum, I want to take a picture with him with me in that shirt and him pointing to the words and be like, because he shits on the show. He shits on the show a lot. That's fine. Smallville is worth shitting on because it's an early 2000s superhero show.
So great. I was gonna take the picture today, but my hair did not do what I wanted it to do, so I'm like, never mind.
My hair did this like natural when I was trying to straighten my bangs out. It kept like a weird curl to it, so that's what my bangs are doing today. I've learned in the almost year that I've had these bangs, because usually I grow out my bangs. I don't usually keep them. I cut them and then I go, oh, that's right, I hate bangs, and then I grow them out. This is the longest I've kept bangs since I was a kid. And I have learned that bangs they have a mind of their own as well, and they will do what they want that day. I am at the mercy of my bangs every day. So,
Yep.
anyway, all right. So join us for the next stream. Like I said, December 14th, 2024 at 2 p.m. Our last stream of 2024. How crazy is that?
Oh my god.
I'll be in the middle of my favorite version of doing an advent calendar, which is just watching stupid holiday rom-coms all damn month. Except the closer I get to Christmas, the more and more I want to watch, like, Christmas Vacation and the Santa Claus and all of that.
The good classics.
Yeah, those kinds of classics and stuff. But no, early December to mid-December, I'm watching all the worst holiday rom-coms. I saved a few on Philo that I'm very excited about. Very excited about, like the you remember Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the one from the 90s?
Yeah.
The women who played the Aunt Zelda and Aunt, what's the other one? Anyway, her aunts. They're in a holiday movie together.
Oh, that's fun.
And they were given the ability to like market it like the witches are back and stuff, but they're not playing their characters, they're playing completely different characters. Like, it's literally when they've been advertising it, it's like literally just banking it off of the Sabrina the Teenage Witch fame. So I'm very excited for that.
That's
and
fun.
I cannot wait to start that in December.
That's fun.
So I need to start planning that schedule. Anyway. So yes, join us for that, and I will give you all an update on the holiday movies I've watched and let you know which ones are good and which ones are bad. Spoiler alert, they're all going to be terrible, but some of them will be so bad that they're going to be amazing.
Let's go.
Christmas Contract, terrible. Watch it every year. Every year. Christmas Prince, oh my God. The Christmas Prince trilogy, terrible. Every last minute of it is terrible, but I love Rose McIver. And I watch them every year. Anyway, okay. See you all next month. Bye.
Bye.